I'm Nicole Wayt from Howland popping in. Coach, thank you so much for the time today and being able to hop on with us on
Thanks
Running
for having
Point.
me.
What I want to start with is just this roster going up and down the players that you have. Obviously, some that we're really familiar with, and then there are also obviously some new faces that are going to step on this Howland softball field that we need to be introduced to. So, introduce us to your team and some of the great players you have on the roster this year.
Yeah, sure. I am returning most of my varsity team. I only graduated one senior who was, a large part of our team last year. She was a very strong senior captain. She's off playing at Otterbein this year and doing well. So I am bringing back, 8 really strong starters. I have 6 seniors this year. I have one of my pitchers is a senior. She's getting ready to head to Hocking Hills to pitch. I have a senior catcher who is a big, strong part of our team. She does a great job in leading the girls behind the plate and getting everybody into place of where they need to be. I have a senior first baseman. Let me go back. Lex Spangler is my pitcher. Kayla Campbell, my catcher. I have a senior first baseman, Chloe Lopez. She is headed to Chatham to play softball. I have a senior utility player. She plays some outfield for us. She also plays second base. Ariana Wilkinson. She is heading to Allegheny to play. And then my center fielder, Zoe King. She is a little undecided, I think, of where she's going to play, but she is looking to play somewhere. And Jade Fazette is also a utility player for me. She plays second base. She can pretty much play anywhere that I put her on the field. But those are all returning for me. And of course, I have Alyssa Masucci. She's a junior. She's my starting shortstop. Alyssa's been starting for me since she was a freshman. She's just a strong presence on the field, whether it's in the field or up at the plate. We're expecting big things from her this year. And, I think she's looking to have a big junior year so that, she has an opportunity in the offseason to see where she might go play next year. I know she's already been talking to a few schools. And then I'm also returning one of my pitchers as well, who pitched for me and was a strong asset for us last year as a freshman, Brooke Tater. So her and Lex will be leading us on the mound. And I'm bringing up a couple juniors. I have Sydney Vaness, who will play some outfield for us. Zoe Tomko, she's also a junior, will play some outfield for us. And I also have some underclassmen who we're looking at probably pulling up when we can. We're pretty tight this year. We're 10-10 JV and varsity. I have a hurt senior right now. She's supposed to get her cast off next week, so we're hoping to get her back. But we're looking to bring up some of our younger players who, can fill some different roles for us. With us losing a senior pitcher this year, we have 4 underclassmen pitchers. We have a sophomore, Callie Vardavis. We have a freshman, Michelina Wayt. We have a freshman, Callie Lumen. And we also have a lefty freshman, Marissa Ray. So we're looking to bring them up when we can and fill them in the games that we can to see who's going to help Brooke next year on the mound, who's going to help lead them that way.
Anyone that knows softball knows that it starts in the circle. You can't do anything without good pitching. And I think last year everyone kind of knew that Spangler was going to come and be one of the best pitchers that you have. But Brooke stepped in and kind of introduced herself as a freshman last year as well. What kind of developments do you see from her freshman to sophomore year inside the circle?
We've actually talked about that a little bit, not necessarily about the change that she's made in the circle because, she pitched well last year and, I think she's pitching well this year. Her and Lex are, they're both great pitchers. They're just great in their own ways. They're different kinds of pitchers. They do different things. They create havoc for, batters in a different way. But we've been really impressed this year with the way that Brooke has matured in her way that she is leading on the mound. You can tell she's just a lot more comfortable this year as a sophomore than she was as a freshman. And she just brings so much energy, whether she's in the dugout, up at the plate, or playing third base or on the mound. She's a presence.
When we talk about your schedule, we got to talk about this conference. What a gauntlet it is in the AAC, and it's pitching everywhere.
Yes.
With Boardman and Fitch and Canfield and you guys and Harding. What's it like playing in this conference where you're seeing a college level pitcher every time you step on the field? And how do you think Howland's going to shake up in it?
Well, the AAC is what it is. This is my 3rd year. Each team that's been in our conference has been strong every year. In our conference, we see the teams back to back. Sometimes we see the same pitchers, sometimes we don't. We open up our season next week with Fitch. So there's nothing like it open up your season with one of the top teams around, and obviously one of the, top pitchers in the state of Ohio and, nationally ranked. Sydney Watts is definitely, on fire in the mound, and everybody knows it. But it's not just Sydney. I mean, they have a well-rounded team. They have girls that can, do a lot of things in the field and up at the plate. So, I've kind of looked at it both ways. We get to open up with them and see what we can do against them, and, kind of get it out of the way at the beginning of the season and hopefully start off good. But, you're kind of like, I don't know. That's necessarily the team that I want to start out with. But we got to get on the dirt last night. We were pretty excited to, actually be on the field before we actually played this year. Last year, we had no dirt playing before we actually started the season. So it felt really good to get on the dirt last night. So we're looking forward to starting the year out with Fitch. It's a conference rivalry, so we're excited to start that way. But our schedule goes up and down. Obviously, the rest of our conference is very strong. Canfield always has a well-rounded dynamite team. They have a strong pitcher, Toth, that's getting ready to head to the college ranks herself. Boardman also has strong pitching with, some girls that are getting ready to head to the college ranks. Warren, definitely the last couple of years have, been stronger than they've been. So we're looking forward to getting all those games in. Hopefully the Mother Nature decides that she likes softball and lets us get some softball in this year. But our schedule goes up and down. Our conference is super, super competitive. And, then we have some non-conference games that are, super competitive. We were just talking about yesterday some of the games that we think are going to be our toughest games this year outside of our conference. Columbiana is definitely at the top of our list this year. They have a really strong pitcher. So we're looking forward to seeing them. We're going to see Ursuline out at the strikeout cancer tournament out at McHugh next week. Ursuline's always loaded. So there's some teams that we know that, are going to be present a challenge for us this year.
One of the interesting things about this conference last year is so many freshman pitchers that it was the first time you played against them, right? So it was the first time that your hitters saw them. Sydney Watts, a freshman, Tori Strines from Boardman, freshman. Even Toth was a sophomore last year, so not a lot of film on her. And then, of course, Brooke on your guys' team was a freshman. How do you kind of navigate now all these pitchers you've seen before now? So you've faced Sydney Watts, you've faced Tori Strines, you've faced Melina Toth now, your whole lineup has. How much of an advantage do you think that's going to be knowing what you're going into kind of before the game starts?
I think sometimes it's better for the girls once they see it. Even in a game where, last year I remember going in, the girls were, super excited to see Watts on the mound and, see what she was going to bring, to them. And then I think the second time around when they see her, they're a little bit more comfortable even in the same game. So I think this year they're going to be a little bit more comfortable seeing those kind of pitchers, but most of my girls play travel ball. We hit off of our own pitchers at practice. So I actually think that our hitting is going to be one of our strong points this year.
Yeah, let's talk about this lineup because we talked about you guys in the circle. What do you expect out of your bats this year, and what do you expect out of your offense as far as the style of softball they're going to play?
We've been talking about, we really don't even know what we're going to do with our lineup yet this year because we have a pretty well-rounded lineup. So we're just trying to find the right places to put girls. Masucci has been a leadoff hitter for us the last couple of years, but she's kind of turned into being more or less a power hitter. So we're not really sure if we want to leave her there. Followed by Zoe King. Really, she was new to us last year and she, was an all-conference player for us. She just gets it done at the plate. And, the rest of our lineup, Lex, Brooke, Kayla, Chloe, Grande, and Jade, and now, some of our younger girls we're bringing up. We're just looking to see where to put everybody in because everybody has a different strength. So we need to put them where they're going to, be best for the team. Brooke has hit 2 home runs in the last 2 scrimmages that we've had. So we're expecting some good things out of her in that way.
Coach, I know your time is limited. Before we let you go, I want you to just shine a light on your assistants and the people behind the scenes that help you make this Howland softball team as good as it is.
Sure. I definitely couldn't do this without my staff. My assistant varsities are Coach Perry. She teaches with me at Howland, and Coach Perry is a very knowledgeable softball coach. She played at the high school level, played at the college level, played on an Olympic team. She's been coaching high caliber travel ball with her daughter for many years. She's coached at Matthews. She's been in Howland now a couple different times. So she's definitely my right-hand man. Coach Haley Andrella is our pitching coach. This is my third year with her. She, was a pitcher as well. So she really works well with the girls, and, she gets, a good relationship with them, and knowing what kind of pitches are on for them that day, what kind of pitches aren't on from them for that day, and, what we need to go out and attack, the batters with. My JV coaches, Coach Baxter and Coach Burke, who works with the pitching coach, or who works with the pitchers, and Coach Baxter is the head JV coach. They're great, and they're always there. Coach Baxter is our hype coach. She's always, getting the girls pumped up, and, they've been with me for 3 years. So we're all starting to really mesh well together, and everybody has their strong points, and everybody, when you bring it all together, it makes it work. And of course, nobody can meet the Howland Tigers ladies softball team without knowing who our scorekeeper is, Coach Paul Lafrone, who is also one of our principals. He's definitely a staple in the dugout.
You can't go without seeing him in a Howland softball
That is correct.
Team. No way. It's impossible. Coach, thank you so much for your time giving us this preview of Howland softball. We appreciate it. We know your spring is super hectic, but we appreciate you giving us some time, and we look forward to coming out to softball games this year. And we can't wait to talk to you again real soon.
All right. Sounds great. Thank you, guys. Have a good day.
You got it.